Writing a book character with anxiety can be a complex and sensitive task. With the right information, you can create a story that is realistic and a character that is more relatable. Hi, authors. My name is Jennifer Carr, and I'm here to help you write more realistically through psychology. As both a marriage and family counselor, as well as a former high school AP psychology teacher, and an author, I have insider information that can help you write better stories and more relatable characters. We've all dealt with anxiety in some form or fashion. It's a feeling of worry, unease, or nervousness that typically occurs in anticipation of an upcoming event or situation. In moderate amounts, anxiety can help an individual prepare for and cope with challenges in their life. However, when anxiety becomes excessive, it can interfere with an individual's daily life and well being. And unless you can personally attest to it, living with an anxiety disorder is much more than a feeling of worry or a case of nerves. So, if you've never had direct experience with an anxiety disorder, how can you write a character that does? Research. Do your research on the types of anxiety disorders, the symptoms that accompany them, and this will help you create a realistic and nuanced portrayal of the character's experience with anxiety. A disorder is defined as a syndrome characterized by clinically significant disturbance in an individual's cognition, emotion regulation, or behavior that reflects a dysfunction in the psychological, biological, or developmental processes. With a disorder, there is a clinically significant distress or impairment in social, occupational, or other areas of functioning. I'm going to share with you a list of anxiety disorders and some of their symptoms to get you started on the right path of research. And as always, if you have questions, feel free to leave a comment or send me a message. So let's start with generalized anxiety disorder. This is a disorder in which an individual experiences excessive and uncontrollable worry about a variety of different things, such as work, health, or personal relationships. The worry is often accompanied by physical symptoms such as fatigue, muscle tension, and sleep disturbances. There's panic disorder. This is a disorder in which an individual experiences recurrent panic attacks, which are sudden and intense periods of fear or discomfort that are accompanied by physical symptoms such as sweating, heart palpitations, and shortness of breath. Then we have specific phobias, and we're not going to list all of them, but in general, this is a disorder in which an individual experiences intense fear or anxiety about a specific object or situation, such as heights, animals, or flying. Social anxiety disorder is a disorder in which an individual experiences intense fear or anxiety about social situations, such as public speaking or meeting new people. The fear is often accompanied by physical symptoms such as blushing, sweating, or trembling. Obsessive compulsive disorder, also known as OCD. This is a disorder in which an individual experiences recurrent and persistent thoughts, urges, or images that are intrusive and unwanted. They engage in repetitive behaviors or mental acts in an attempt to reduce anxiety associated with these obsessions. And then there's PTSD, or post-traumatic stress disorder. This is a disorder that occurs after an individual experiences or witnesses a traumatic event. They may experience intrusive thoughts or memories, avoidance of triggers related to the event, negative mood, and hyperarousal symptoms. Separation anxiety disorder. This is a disorder that typically occurs in children, in which they experience excessive and developmentally inappropriate fear or anxiety about separation from their attachment figure. It's important to note that anxiety disorders can be complex and often co-occur with other mental health conditions, and the list I just gave you is not exhaustive. Let's keep talking about writing our anxious character. First of all, you need to create a backstory. Develop a backstory for the character that explains why they might be struggling with anxiety. Perhaps they experienced a traumatic event or they have a family history of anxiety. Understanding the character's past can help you write them with more depth and understanding. Also, you need to show, don't just tell. When portraying a character with anxiety, it's essential to show the reader what the character is feeling rather than simply telling them. For example, instead of saying, Samantha was anxious, describe the physical sensations that accompany her anxiety, such as racing thoughts or an increased heart rate. Consider comorbid conditions. Anxiety often occurs alongside other mental health conditions such as depression or obsessive compulsive disorder, so consider whether your character may have other conditions that may also influence their anxiety. And avoid stereotypes. Avoid using stereotypes when writing a character with anxiety. Not all anxious individuals are shy, introverted, or socially awkward. Consider the different ways anxiety can manifest and how your character's personality and experiences may shape their symptoms. And seek feedback. When writing a character with anxiety, it can be helpful to seek feedback from beta readers or sensitivity readers to ensure that your portrayal is accurate, respectful, and not triggering for individuals who may also struggle with anxiety. In my profile, you'll find a link that will take you to my website where you'll find the perfect resource for authors called the Character Profile Workbook. It will allow you to determine and organize over 100 different characteristics, including conditions like anxiety, behaviors, and backstory for each and every one of your characters. Did you learn anything new today? Or maybe you have something to contribute? Leave a comment and let me know. Want to stay in the know about using psychology to create more relatable characters so you can tell more realistic stories? Hit that follow button.